What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about Israel Adesanya and where does he go from here as his recent loss at UFC 293. So, as we know, Israel Adesanya was going against Sean Strickland and he lost in a 5-round bout via decision to Sean Strickland and making him the new middleweight champion of the world. I want to congratulate Sean Strickland. He had an excellent game plan, and he was able to nullify Israel Adesanya's, fluid striking. But my next thing is, where does Izzy go from here as just losing his belt? Now, as we know, Israel Adesanya is a great fighter, Hall of Fame fighter, had a great career so far, but the recent losses that he's sustained over his course of being in the UFC has not been pretty. The first time he has seen a loss was against John Blachowicz in the heavyweight division, the light heavyweight division, excuse me. I could possibly excuse that loss because John Blachowicz was a little bit more on the heavier side, and Izzy was coming a little bit lighter, coming from middleweight. But like he says, dare to be great. So I could probably give him that. Now after that, he went back to the middleweight division, went on a 3-fight win streak, beating Marvin Vittori, Robert Whittaker, Johnny Cannonier, tough fighters in the division, and he was beating them out. But then he suffered a middleweight loss against Alex Pereira via TKO punches. Now, granted, Alex Pereira is a tough fighter. He's a light heavyweight that was fighting middleweights. That's how heavy Alex Pereira was. So I don't excuse that loss for Izzy, but again, he was able to avenge that loss in a rematch and regain his title. But now, again, he lost his title against Sean Strickland. And do you feel like Izzy deserves a rematch? Because this is the second time he lost his belt. And now, do you feel like he deserves a rematch? I feel like he got beat, emphatically. It wasn't no debate in my eyes that, yeah, Izzy lost. It wasn't it was by split decision or some BS or how the referees, they make a wrong call or they end the fight too early to where, we gotta run the fight back or something like that. He just got straight up beaten, and it was just obvious to see that Sean Strickland won the fight. I personally don't think that Izzy deserves a rematch. I feel like he got beat fair and square. Now, what we have to do is go up, work his way up to a rematch, maybe beat 2 top contenders in the middleweight division to earn a rematch. But as an immediate rematch right now, I don't see him earning that rematch. Now, would it be good eyeballs, entertainment? Sure. Is there a possible chance he can win? Possibly. But he needs to change it up some way. The striking is only going to work so far. People are going to see through it, see who's going to figure out a way around it. He doesn't do a lot of wrestling. He doesn't do a lot of grappling. He does little to no wrestling. He needs to change up his style, possibly change camps, change up his style a little bit, add more facets to his game. And this is why he's never going to be seen on the level of Anderson Silva or John Jones, because they have multiple ways of game. Anderson Silva has the jiu-jitsu to work on the ground game against wrestlers. He also has ways to submit his opponents. John Jones, one of the most complete fighters ever, where he has good striking. He knows how to grapple because he was a Judo 1 wrestler, and he has great wrestling ground game on his back and on top position when he's wrestling his opponents. So he has multiple facets to his game, and he's always learning, and he's always trying to find weaknesses in his opponents to try to see how he can nullify his opponent's strengths while exposing their weaknesses. That's where it separates the all-time great legends to great fighters. And Izzy is a great fighter. entertaining fighter. He's a superstar in the UFC currently right now. One of the biggest stars in the UFC right now. But again, these losses that he sustained, especially as a championship fighter, is not good wise because he's at a peak of his prime right now and he's losing these fights against the middleweight top competition. And if you want to be seen as the greatest, you have to be able to win, regardless of who you go up against, whether they have the advantage over you, whether it's height, uh, wrestling, etc. You have to figure out how to win because those were the greats such as Khabib Nurmagomedov, John Jones, Anderson Silva, they all had challenges where it was a matchup problem and they were able to deal with it and come out victorious. So I just wanted to keep this video short, not too long. I wish the best for Israel Adesanya. I hope he can bounce back from this. He's a very entertaining fighter. I'm going to continue to watch and support him. Hope he does good. Maybe he could earn a rematch back and possibly could win the title back. Who knows? But I don't think this is it for Israel Adesanya. I don't know where he goes from here because I doubt that he's going to get a possible rematch for Sean Strickland. But who knows? Maybe Sean Strickland want to be on twice just to end all doubts from the fans to be like, yo, I'm straight up better than this guy. Or maybe Israel Adesanya has to work his way up the title contention spot again and beat maybe two top contenders, maybe the number 3, number 2, or number 1 contender, so that way he can contend for the title again. Because once you lose that title and you lose it athletically, it's going to take you a year or two to possibly get a title shot again and then try to win the title again. So, unless some BS happens where, things were kind of iffy, where it's a decision, or the ref did an early stoppage to where, okay, we need to run that back and we need to see who truly is the better fighter. But that didn't happen. So, we'll see what actually goes from here. I don't know where his future holds, but we just got to wait to see. Those are my thoughts on that. This Eagle Speaks out. Peace.